Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting underway. We found Moops. He was presumably in a closet somewhere, but we found him, and we are, as I mentioned, getting underway. This is a semi-final best of three between Dragonborns and Mouz Sports, two teams we've seen before, both in this tournament and in others. Both very, very solid teams to watch, and good. I think they should be a pretty good match for each other. Dragonborns are known for their unconventional picks, though, so see if they can pull a blinder at this point. Shushei, in particular, is the man for doing so, and he is in the bottom slot as well. Not that that matters, because it's the tournament client, everyone can swap and pick everything, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him run something very, very strange in the mid. The last time I saw him in the International Invitational, he ran Sejuani mid. Not that I casted that game, but it did confuse me deeply, because it's one of those things where you look at their team comp and you're like, yeah, that's the jungle, that's the top, that's the jungle. So at AD and support, yeah, makes sense. But anyway, we have got some picks and bans come out. Draven ban, again, something we seem to be seeing a lot against Dragonborns. I haven't actually seen it be played by them due to the fact it seems to be permaban, so presumably there's a rather scary AD carry who tends to play Draven. Draven has been coming out recently as just being really, really terrifying in the right hands. But you do have to have very, very safe hands for him. One small mechanical screw-up can cost you quite dearly on Draven. That being said, he has a lot of damage at all stages of the game. Damage in the late game, very conditional though. Can be difficult to get those conditions met. You will just kind of get killed if you're putting your axe in the wrong place. So that can be a problem, but as I say, right hands, right people, really, really strong. Banned out, so it's irrelevant. Thresh has been picked up. He's a really, really strong support, just in every way at the moment. Still, he is a very strong poke support with that auto attack harass. He's a very strong all-in support with his CC and with his ability to jump to you. And he's a very, very solid defensive support because the Lantern, and also very good at setting up ganks for his jungler because the Lantern, because apparently having like 1,000 range blink is on every character imaginable is fair and balanced. I like Thresh, actually, though, but I do feel like the Lantern maybe needs a range nerf. It's quite scary. That being said, we do have the Zyra pick out. So, up against Thresh and Varus, and I'm assuming it's not a mid Zyra. It's a possibility, as I say. It's not a very common pick, but we have actually seen it from Benched Gaming's Bimbo8, who, and me, I also play Zyra mid, but Zyra mid is capable of unbelievable amounts of damage. I mean, just straight up, her burst is stupid. And she has some sustained damage to go along with it from the plants. I mean, her all-in is just like, you can get all-in by someone like Zed, but that's just him killing himself at level 6, because if you just dump all your skills at your own feet, you're going to kill him before he kills you. That, you know, burst specialized characters cannot kill her faster than she can kill them. Being said, as a support, she works very well against Thresh, because every time Thresh tries to go in for that auto attack, opening himself up to the grasping roots, because if you're very close, grasping roots can land fairly reliably. You then get the plants on you, you get the damage from the Q, and I believe actually Mata in Korea is a Korean support who loves to play Zyra support, and apparently he actually maxes Q. And I've heard it said that he is nearly as good as Madlife, which is kind of a very big compliment from people, but I wouldn't be surprised. At the moment, it's impossible to know whether it's a mid or a support, which is a very clever move. As we mentioned before, generalist picks, very, very good for throwing off your opponents. It's hard to counterpick what you don't know. And as I say, works very well against Thresh as a support, works very well with Ezreal as a defense, and with more all-in damage. It's just a really, really solid pick at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Shushei run it in that mid lane. Still, Karthus would be a pretty good pick against that, so I think they'll probably run it in the support role instead. What they will run mid, though, is going to be an interesting question to answer. Shushei picking out the Xerath at the moment. As I mentioned, he does like his unconventional picks, and Xerath is really terrifying in the right hands. There is a rework that's been scheduled for him, but Riot have basically come out and said they're not reworking him because he's not powerful. They're reworking him because they think he's not very fun to play. Fun to watch though, that's different. Xerath can decimate your entire team with one ultimate. I think he has the highest burst damage from a full rotation of his skills. The problem is he's very focused on his ultimate. And he has that spell pen, by the way, built in. Basically a free void staff. Incredible amounts of damage that can come out in a big AoE from him. But he's very clunky to use. You have to root yourself in place. The range is nice, but it does mean you're standing still in a team fight, which is like saying, please kill me, please. Still, can work very, very well. And generally against Karthus, you want someone with a lot of burst, especially at range, because he'll stay out of range of the exhaust. He'll have that ability to just take him from 100 to 0 if he can get the right setup for that. Still, we have got the full lineup here. Mouz running Varus Thresh with that Renekton top, that Karthus mid, the Jungle Nautilus. So just a very, very solid all-around composition here. They've got quite a single target focus, but at the same time, they've got some AoE, they've got some of pretty much everything there, and what they're up against is much the same, kind of a generalist composition. They've got that ability to split push, they've got that ability to just, well, do pretty much anything. One of the things, though, about running such a generalist composition is you don't have the individual strength in that department that you would have if you just focused all your picks on one thing. That being said, leaves you less open to being countered, gives you a lot more options, and very good chance for victory with these comps, both of them very strong. That being said, we will be moving into a quick commercial break while we wait for the delay timer to tick down, so we'll see you in just a couple of minutes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this semi-final game. This is the first game in a best of 3. This is Dragonborns versus Mouz, and with the notifications out of the way, we are potentially going to be seeing two bulls colliding here. We've got the conga line of both teams actually going to be walking right past each other. We do in fact see CyrusQ heading into the enemy jungle. There have been no wards placed here by Dragonborns, and much the same from Mouz in their own jungle. So neither side going to find the other. No first blood fishing going on in terms of just hanging where you expect the enemy to turn up and then blowing them up. But it does look like both teams decided their best course of action would be to go aggro here. We do have that one ward actually, did not notice that, from Mouz on that banana brush. Does look at the moment like Dragonborns are going to be stealing golems. I guess they could be just waiting for their opponents to check the last remaining place, which would be the blue buff, and then return home. Gob, oh boy, this could be interesting. Gob has been spotted. He has not assigned his point to the taunt yet. There we go, has assigned it. Now we are going to be getting the death sentence down. CyrusQ in trouble. CyrusQ going low, has been ignited. We've got the snowball down. We've got Fusharp. Nobody has died yet though. Shushay putting down a little bit of damage. Arcano Pulse with the dupes. And we've got Moopsa now in a bit of a spot. He has gone very low. Flash comes down. Arcane Shift across score. Arcano Pulse across all. That's why Xerath needs to rework his bad name. We've got the taunt going down on CyrusQ. We've got the kill for the first blood on Ezreal. Fusharp now going for that kill, picks up Xerath. He's got a double kill for Ezreal. Fusharp is maybe going to be getting another. No, he's not. Not going to be able to get that. The death sentence goes down. And we have Moopsaw going down as well. That's what you get for being late. And that was a very favorable trade there for Mouz. No, wait. Dragonborns. Ezreal with 3 kills, and he has barely done anything this game. He has shot a lot of people and they have all died. So that is a very, very scary bot lane, and that's going to change the whole dynamic. Normally you would expect Varus would actually have somewhat of an advantage in that bottom lane. 3 kills. He's now walking in with a Vamp Scepter, with a Doran's Blade, with 3 of each type of pot, and his support is pretty good in terms of levels advantage right now. In fact, going in with the Grasping Roots, going in with the plant, trading auto attacks, but may get this turned around on her. That little Vine Lasher there putting a little bit of damage down. But Mover going to be pretty okay with that. He's got 4 pots and 3 wards. Very much a consumable start there. And yeah, Hosan will be one to watch this game. He has got a huge head start here. His damage is going to be very scary, and he's going to have a massive sustain advantage as well. Varus is definitely going to be playing the defensive game, at least for the first couple of minutes. There's just no way you can come up against that kind of difference otherwise. And in other lanes, though, it's going to be a little bit more even. We do have that 1 kill going to Shen, so that'll give him a little bit of an advantage. But Remekton is the classic lane dominant bully. He is very, very hard to deal with, and it's going to be hard again to deal with. Double Rejuve Bead will give him that little bit of extra sustain, and it's just going to make it just that little bit easier on the whole, but it's not going to change the whole way the lane's going to be played. It's not going to be like, oh, Shen is now so strong he can bully out Renekton. No way, Jose. He's just way too strong early on. Got the burst, got the sustain, got the stuns and things like that. That's scary to deal with. We do see Kikis recalling. He obviously does not want to risk getting caught out by the enemy jungler, which is incidentally virtual on that Nunu with 2 assists. Also, did not change the dynamic of his game, picking up those 2 assists. Shocking, I know. Speaking of which, CyrusQ now coming in towards this bot lane. Thresh going to take out that plant. They want to take that out in order to make sure that Nautilus does not get spotted by it. But I feel like AOD's hook went quite awry. And that may mean that Dragonborns smell a bit of a rat there. Hosan actually getting aggressive though. Grasping Roots goes down, but Nautilus is... No one actually going to die here. The hook pulls him to safety. That's still a little bit not quite the way they wanted it to go. That being said, it's a good trade-off for them in terms of summoner spells. We do have Barrier and Flash down on Hosan's. Well, actually, Flash was down from that level 1 fight. The Barrier went down. That's going to mean he is just going to not... He's not going to be able to go as all-in aggressive as he would otherwise. The barrier for Fusharp will come up relatively shortly. that might give them that potential to actually get aggressive in that lane, because they will be aware that that will make a big difference, more than the item difference at the moment. Depending, however, on what Hosan goes to pick up. In fact, he's in a little bit of an awkward itemization spot at the moment, because he's actually got the tier. He's blue belt Ezreal. He's not in an awkward itemization spot, ladies and gentlemen. He's actually in a very good itemization spot. Because if you've got that Vamp Scepter, it kind of feels like you want to go for that BF sword, but 700 gold, you leave without spending that. That's a lot of power you're not giving yourself access to in that early game. But yeah, Tear of the Goddess suits him perfectly. Gets that early, gets that stacked up earlier. And you do see Zyra actually now pushing out that little bottom wave there. Getting fairly aggressive. Will now back off. Hosan has got the mana sustain, has got the health sustain to just farm with his Q, so he's not going to mind being kind of blocked out from that farm, mostly by the, by not having his own support there. And the hook goes down on him though. The follow-up comes in from AOD. He jumps straight onto the tower though, and we are going to be getting a piercing arrow to the face, but that's still not the worst trade I've ever seen. Fusharp now at the point that Hosan was at the start of the game in terms of items. That being said, it's not so bad because the tier won't give him that much all-in presence. Hosan did take a lot of damage though, so it's not ideal from his perspective. Ezreal doesn't have the best game against Varus just because Varus is very good at hanging around the minions and still putting out a lot of harass, and that just makes it difficult for Ezreal to land that mystic shot at the same time as everything else goes down. We are seeing the Shen Stand United coming in though. Fusharp now in a lot of trouble. That taunt will come down any second. It actually looks like they just kind of baited it out. Flash taunt, but Hosan kind of miscommunication there, but it didn't actually matter. So Gob now trying to chase down AOD. AOD in a lot of trouble, but it actually looks like he's just going to walk out. No huge problems there. But top tower will take a beating for this. Kikis is there. Nunu will head up there and try and hold on to that. And Gob, sorry, will be in the... It's AOD, but it's GOB. Gob will be heading back up there as well. Has got that giant spell too. 2 rejuve beads, so it looks like he's going to shoot for that Warmogs. Will give him a lot of sustain. Will allow him to stay in that lane with Renekton. And Virtual probably will not be able to stay in that lane with Renekton for very long. We'll be holding on to that for as long as possible. We are still seeing continued kind of farming pressure, and considering how many kills there are different, AOD actually now in a bit of trouble. Hosan not going to go for this dive though. Has actually landed the Mystic Shot. Face bloods the wall. Hook goes down. He gets killed. That's such an unfortunate occurrence there. That was, oh boy, that was awkward mistakes and costing quite a lot for him. AD did go down in that fight though, so that's not going to be too bad. In mid now, Shushay actually taking a lot of damage. Moopsaw flashes, goes for the lay waste. I just hit the thing on the stupid replay thing. We've actually got the Requiem coming down now after I've jumped to live, having jumped back about 2 minutes in my panic. But Shushay does survive, and that is very, very close. But a lot of cooldowns wasted on both sides. I do feel like Moopsaw is going to be the worst off overall, though. Has used that flash. So did Shushay. Shushay has got Arcane Barrage up, though. So that is a very, very scary thing to have to deal with. And he, in fact, did just root himself on the spawn pad while he was healing to give himself the movement speed. I just understood why he did that as I was saying it, which confused me at first. But he's clever. He's clever, that one. Anyway, we have got Hosan. Finn's bottom lane has now picked up the ultimate. In fact, we've got pretty much all the ultimates now available to everyone. Thresh and Nautilus do not. Other than that, we have no need to be concerned in that respect. Move out in the bottom lane is going to be looking to control the brushes here. Pink ward goes down and there is no answering pink or even green. We've actually got Virtual coming in, but it looks like it's just going to force Mouz to back off. As I say, Mover taking control of that brush going to be key because he needs to land Grasping Roots, which falls just slightly short there. And that's a little bit scary. If you can't see Zyra, she's much, much harder to deal with because that Grasping Roots is a very slow projectile. But it's not that slow that you can dodge it without a blink if you have the if you have no vision of her when she starts it, because it has a casting animation, using that little bit more time to react. But if you can't see her, you can't react in time. Much harder to get out of. And yeah, as I say, that's scary to deal with, especially when you've got the follow-up from Ezreal, because Ezreal has got a lot of damage, assuming you can't dodge it. And Mover will have that ability to just set him up for that. However, Nautilus coming in the bot lane now is going to be moving through the brush and will be spotted though. So CyrusQ actually not achieving an awful lot there. He is just going to be recalling out and was visible while doing so. So Hosan actually now going aggressive. They know they've got the all-in on this. The Stand United comes down. They've actually got the Stranglethorns as well. Doesn't actually look like it's going to happen here. The Vorpal Blade does pick that kill up, though. The Ignite was just enough. And Gob picking up another kill with his Stand United. They're using it very, very proactively. However, what this does mean is that Kikis could be in a bit of a tower-taking situation here. He is against Nunu, basically, at the moment. Nunu not really very good at counter-pushing. He's kind of appallingly bad at it, in fact, but he will be able to consume minions. He will be able to slow Kikis if Kikis goes in for it, but Kikis is going under the tower here. Has got the damage, I think, in the long term, but I think that may have been a foolish mistake by Kikis, actually. He may not going to die from it, but Shen is coming up. That will mean he has got the potential to get aggressive, but Kikis trying to recall out. The Dominus just aggroed the golems on him, and that actually put them out of position, so he didn't get the double dash from his slice and dice. He's going to have to flash. That is a little bit costly for him, and we do see Shushe coming around as well. Coming around the side here, does not get the chance, though. Does look like he was just roaming for no point, for no purpose. And, yeah, so lull in the action now. We do have that Manamune pickup on Ezreal. I'm a little bit curious as to why he went for the full Manamune and didn't go for something like a BF sword, didn't leave the tier as it was. It's, the Manamune itself isn't such a brilliant item, and I have a funny feeling as well that the way the stacking of the tier works is that you can't use both aspects of the Manamune at once. You can't stack it up from casting abilities and stack it up from using the auto attacks at the same time. Shushe in the mid lane, I did not notice that, gets deleted there. Very, very scary. But as I say, I have a feeling, don't quote me on this, I'm, only saying this in front of a couple of thousand people, but Ezreal is not going to be able to stack it up from his auto attack. So if he's auto attacking, then he's not stacking it up from abilities, and I feel like it's actually faster to stack it up from abilities. As I say, don't quote me on that, haven't done any maths, haven't even tested it out in a custom game, but just an observation I may have made. We do have CyrusQ in that mid lane now. Based off of the junglers here, Karthus doing pretty well though at the moment. 1-1-1, 108 farm, a little bit ahead of Xerath in that respect. He's very, very strong right now, but Shen is looking scary, and so still is Ezreal. 86 farm though to 82 is, it's close. So Hosan has not been able to open up a huge advantage for his bot lane with that early gold advantage. Shen, however, on 87 farm. Hook goes down in bottom lane. Hosan in trouble. Root goes down. We've got the follow-up. We've got the damage. AOD, though, is going to go down to the auto-attack from Mover. Fusharp is going all in, but the barrier screws him over. We've got the Requiem coming in. It will pick up Hosan, but that's still not a good trade. And in the top lane, we do see Kikis having popped Dominus. Going to be trying to take out this tower. Gob, having done all this roaming, got a lot of kills, got a lot of gold, but he doesn't have the levels. Is going to have to be chasing down Kikis here. He is going to land the taunt, though. The Dominus has been popped completely now, and the Sunfire Cape burn. All he needs to do is just follow him around and laugh, and he'll kill him. But the Vorpal Blade does get him there, and that Slice and Dice did not come up in time. Renekton gets out, and Renekton gets out of this life, yes. In mid lane, though, CyrusQ does go on Moopzor. Moopzor in with the damage, and there we go. That is another kill. Shushe rooting himself in place. There is a very big weakness in doing so, in that you are rooted in place, and that makes you a very, very easy target. We did see that kill go down. Does mean, a little bit unfortunate for Shushe, and Dragonborns at the moment aren't as far ahead, I think, as they were at the start of the game after that level 1 fight. The farms are relatively equal, but yeah, they aren't in the kind of situation where they can just say, right, we are going to roll the game now. Only about 600, 700 gold between them, which is it's a tier. It's not huge. It's just enough that it might swing a fight if it was incredibly closely played, but it's not something you'd ever notice. It'd be something you would attribute to the play of the players. Gob being forced away from that top lane, but with no top tower, he's probably going to want to go back and then look to make another Stand United play. We've seen it happen time and time again in this bottom lane. Hosan there going aggressive, going in with the Arcane Shift. If AOD had predicted him doing that, that could have been a kill there. And we are seeing Virtual clearing out the Dragon Pit. Shen going back. Kikis is basically making it his role in this game to just constantly pressure top to make Shen's life really difficult to roam around. Virtual now, starting on this dragon. They are going to be able to take this, though. It does look like they should get it more or less uncontested. Shushay gets there in time. Consume Smite. There we go. A couple of thousand true damage there for you on a plate. And that is going to be that Dragon takes. So, Dragonborns opening up a little bit more of an advantage again. Building it up to about 1,000 gold there. A little bit more than that, in fact, 1,300. We do see Renekton going to try and steal away that red buff, and does indeed do so. Top lane at the moment is just very much Shen trying to keep hold of his towers and trying to make sure and trying to build himself into a situation where Renekton can't just push him around. In fact, Renekton doing very much that, going aggressive in this top lane. He's just going to continue putting down some attacks, though not actually achieving very much with them. And we do see Cyrus Q hanging around in that bot lane. Virtual coming in on the top. They may look to go for him. He knows the Dominus is down. They know that the Snowball is down as well. They've got the Taunt on top. Blood Ball goes down. Absolute Zero is channeling. The damage does not get to full channel though. Kikis is waiting for that slice and dice. 3 seconds. He's got to live. He's got to live for just 1 more second. There we go. Jumps over the wall. Can he get out? No, he can't. Sunfire Cape Burn picks him up. And in bottom lane, Hosan now in a lot of trouble. We've got the all-in situation. Strangleholds with plants. We've got everything. But it does look like the Chain of Corruption gets Mover under the tower. Mover now very, very low. But no mana to follow it up. No mana to proc the blight stack, so Fu Sharp unable to get anything done. We've got Mover now getting the Stand United on him. We've got the teleport in as well. We've got Shushay coming in. Whole of Dragonborns are pretty much in this bottom lane now, and they're getting the Arcane Shift. Arcane Barrage down on to Cyrus Q. Flash from Hosam. He's nearly got him. All he needs is that Arcane Shift, which will come up in 2 seconds, but the anchor is going to keep him out. Cyrus Q does not live, though. I did not see what happened there. I'm presuming it was an Arcane Shift and then the Mystic Shot. But very, very, very close clutch plays there from Dragonborns. A lot of summoner spells used, a lot of ultimates used, but tower goes down, kills go down. Dragonborns building up that advantage once again, pretty much to where it was beforehand. And now it does seem like Kik is maybe heading towards this bot lane. He could kill Mover very, very quickly here if he can go for it. Slice goes down, damage comes down, but it's not going to be enough. He is just going to back out. Ruthless Predator not enough to knock down people, but he may have held them up for long enough. Mover very, very low, and Karthus just kind of walks in, says, I'm not even going to cast any abilities, I'm just going to channel. Loopsaw gets a bit of damage on him. Hosan gets stunned, Ignite goes down, barrier been popped. Now we've got Shushay in this brush, looking for the kill, looking for the Arcane Barrage. Doesn't go for Moopsaw though, he doesn't seem to want that kill. Hosan now just sticking around on 0 mana, 0 health. Shushay gets out with just a sliver and is also able to jump over the wall of pain. So, again, clutch plays. And while all this is going on, Gob has been pushing in this top lane, is going to take this top tower at last, which will make it much harder for Renekton to keep pressuring him back. He'll have a less safe area to respond when he gets pushed away from the tower at top. But yeah, Kikis, that roam did not really work out for them all that well. We are now seeing a lot of kills going in the favor of Dragonborns. That being said, Karthus is farming pretty well. 169 at this point is very, very solid farm. 4 kills as well. Archangel Staff surely will upgrade to that Seraph's Embrace fairly shortly. 150 stacks to get. Fu Sharp now actually in a bit of trouble. Hosan has got that red buff from that fight before. They've got the brush ward. They've got the damage down. He's just going to get taken out surely, but he's actually got the barrier and the ultimate. He swaps it round. The Stranglethorns goes down. Mover now chasing it up, but can he get out? He can. The Bloodthirster was not what was important. The Lantern was, but I feel like actually maybe he could have turned that around on Mover. The damage from Zyra is fairly significant though. Has got that Cage's Lucky Pick and the components of the Haunting Guise. May turn around now and just try and farm himself back up to health. We've got Kikis coming in towards this mid lane. Shushay is playing a little bit cautious right now. He has got that Morellonomicon and the Doran's Ring, so cooldown reduction and some AP and some mana. You know, nice kind of all-around setup he's got there. Loopsaw has the sight there. And we do have the potential push coming in. It does look like Mouz are going to get aggressive now. They know that Shushay just went back, and they know that the bot lane is committed to trying to stop their own. So this is going to be a good timing push from Mouz. They are going to get some aggressive damage down on this tower. Nunu just smites a minion. Not really going to achieve very much there, sir. He is actually potentially risking his life here by being a Nunu on them. Absolute Zero channeled, and Shushay forces them away. So actually very nicely played indeed. Now we have Virtual chasing them down. In turn, going to be getting out of there with that Blood Boil Virtual, just walking on out. No real concerns. And we do now see AUD just kind of And then poking around, he's a little bit alarmed. There could be other guys where he is now. Does spot out that ward, will be killing that away. But we do see the push. Dragonborns coming in now. The root goes down on Cyrus Q. Cyrus Q, taunt, stun, damage, ultimate that was unnecessary from Shushay, and the show points on the ultimate. It's a very nice looking skin, that one, by the way. But Dragonborns again, taking a little bit of an advantage, They are currently winning these fights. They've got a very, very scary Shen as well. Looks like he's going for that Warmogs now. Has got 1,400 gold in that bank. Sunfire Cape already. Scary, scary times to go up against him. Merc Treads as well, so we've got a little bit of general resistances. Hosan coming over the wall. Hosan now could get caught out here, but not really likely to happen. That red buff steal, though. Well, steal. Reclamation from the thieves. Very nicely played there by Fusharp. Very, very nicely timed piercing arrow. Dragonborns were not aware there was a ward there, and they just got caught a little bit short there. Not too big of a deal, though. Hosan has nearly got that Bloodthirster. In fact, I think he's got enough gold for the full Bloodthirster now, so I'll give him some pretty significant damage. Moopsaw taking damage over the wall from Shushay there, but he's actually going to put down some damage on the tower as a result. Style points again, Shushay, but I'm not sure they were worth it. We do see the Mouz push on that mid tower, and maybe that Q that was used to harass Moopsaw over the wall there. Because it took him so long to get back to the tower, they were able to push up with that wave. If that Q had been on the wave, maybe we would have taken it down. That being said, this fight will turn around. We've got the hook on Virtual. Virtual now in a lot of trouble. He is in a horrible position, but he's tanky. Absolute Zero gets channeled. Gob comes in. Gob now putting down damage. AOD gets destroyed on the side by Hosan. Hosan has been exhausted. They've got the flash on that, but the Arcane Shift over the wall puts him in a safe position. Gob now getting aggressive with the Sunfire Cape sitting in the middle, putting a lot of damage down. Shushay now chasing this as well. He has got that stun, has got that taunt as well. A little bit of a layer of the CC there. Cyrus Q in a safe position now. He's flashed out. Kikis also has just stopped moving for no particular reason, is actually just waiting to see if anyone is willing to face check his brush. Angry Crocodile. Hosan, though, could be in trouble. The Root, though, it's going to be a turnaround. The Requiem is coming down. The Virtual will surely die to this. It is going to happen, but that is going to be a kill on Renekton as well. And that is a very, very close call yet again. Dragonborns just, I feel, edging ahead in these fights, though. Hosan, that is a very dangerous place to recall, sir. He is going to get hooked, but it's a bait. Cyrus Q gets destroyed. Karth is coming in from the side, but the Arcane Barrage and the damage from Xerath pushes him away. Very, very scary thing to have to deal with. Again, though, it's just Dragonborns are playing these very small kind of short-term engages. They're just doing that little bait. They're doing that little clutch play over the wall. You know, they're playing very well. I don't know if they're necessarily making big plays as a team, like grand scale, like if we maneuver up to top and then their guys will be forced to maneuver to bottom and then we can rotate mid and force Baron, something like that. They're not doing that. They're just kind of all going to the same place, and then they're just like doing the right things. They're playing the skirmishes well. We are seeing Shushay in that bottom lane. Oh, Fusharp. Oh, Fusharp. Oh, Fusharp. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? He is going to do it. There we go. Arcane Barrage. Full Arcane Pulse. There we go. Dead Fusharp. Says hello to Shushay. Does get deleted. And that is the scary part about Xerath, because most of that combo, which just 100 zeroed Fusharp there, is AoE. And he has, 40% free magic pen. So that's actually stronger than Void Staff now. And we've got Mover getting caught. Cyrus Q getting aggressive on him. We've also got Kikis getting in on this. The Stranglethorns goes down. Virtual is here. Absolute Zero. Has Ruthless Predator been used? No. There we go. Used it on him. But the taunt comes down. Cyrus Q getting low. Cyrus Q getting destroyed. Moopsaw now in the middle of the fight, but he's not willing to die here. He doesn't want to. If he dies here, he's not going to be able to do enough damage. He is going to do it, though. He will die. He will put down some damage, but it will not be enough. He does not have the Requiem follow-up. He is not going to use it anyway. Kikis gets flash taunted. Gets taken down. That is a terrifying Shen. Sunfire Cape and a Warmogs, in fact, and the Merc Treads and the Doran's Blade, which confuses me slightly, but it does look like they are going to move now towards this Baron area, and Shushay is going to continue the split push, actually. Does not have that teleport available, but does not really care. He is a very strong duelist, simply by virtue of the fact he can kill you from 100 to 0. Probably wouldn't be able to do that if Renekton was alive. It would be rather risky if that were the case, but he doesn't need to because Renekton isn't alive, shockingly. Arcane Barrage goes down on AOD. AOD so low, but not actually taken out. We are seeing Cyrus Q now coming in to clear out the way. The tower did not go down, but that's going to be an easy pickup if they want to go for it here. It's so close, though. We will see AUD now returning to that spawn pad. A little bit battered and bruised. He is still alive, though. I actually am not sure if he would have died to that full combo, and I'm not sure he needed to use the flash there. But I can certainly understand doing it. I myself have a very itchy flash trigger finger, which is very, very sensible in a lot of situations, because you don't react very fast, then you are liable to be very, very dead. We do see Mouz now in a bit of a spot. Red buff goes down. We've actually got Hosan now juking out the lay waste, though. We've got the Stand United. Mouz, you are so not in a good position right now. He is going to get deleted. He gets killed outside of the fight, though. That means he's not going to be able to put out nearly as much damage as he wants. It actually looks like Dragonborns don't care. They're just going to walk right through it anyway, but he's timed out there rather than dying, because Kaostv doesn't. So we have Kikis in a bit of a spot, gets taunted, jumps out anyway though, but then kind of walks back in again because of the taunt. Gob now under the tower. Gob taking a lot of damage, but he's so tanky. We've got the damage on him. Is he going to go down? No. Raid boss Shen says no. Hosan putting damage down in turn. Hook goes down wildly askew, and we have Zyra putting down the damage. Hosan goes under, gets that damage on that Thresh there. He's not a her. And we have Xerath coming in from the side. Not actually going to be going for it though. We do have this pressure on the tower now, putting down damage, constantly pressuring. Shushe playing that split push again. And we are seeing, again, this continued pressure. The damage from Xerath is quite scary. And Cyrus Q goes very, very low. Not enough, though. It does mean he's going to be forced to recall, though. So, Dragonborns will continue pressuring, will continue going for this. They are just constantly pushing, and they are taking so much work out of that Baron buff. It does look like this could be the end of it, though. If they continue to push now, they are risking a bit of an overextension, overcommitment. They're low on health, low on mana, haven't spent money recently, and that could backfire on them quite badly. So they will back out. But they've definitely sent Mouz reeling with that series of events. They've taken that Baron, they've taken a bunch of towers, they've taken a bunch of team fights too. Kikis, oh boy, Kikis, he's going to be jumping into the middle of them. He just gets destroyed. He used his jump to get in there because he didn't think it was possible that anyone would be there. And that cost him his life horrendously badly, and that is very unfortunate there. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why you save your escape skills and don't use them to get around the map faster unless you're really certain they're not there. That being said, it's, again, as I say, it's put Mouz are definitely hugely on the back foot. Again, this tower, and you can see they're not the kind of team that says, okay, we've taken enough advantages in a row now, we're going to back out. They're the kind of team that says, keep going for the jugular. We're going to keep pushing, we're going to keep going. There is the risk that this could backfire, though, because as I mentioned before, they have not shopped in a long time. Ezreal sitting on 2,700 gold. Shushe teleported in to be here, and I kind of wonder why. If he can catch someone out, if he can just delete them, that will work well for him. Mover going in with that route does not manage to land it, but that will clue in Mouz that there must be more people hanging around. Zyra would not try and 100-0 you alone. She supports Zyra, cannot get that fed except in extremely weird circumstances. But yeah, the problem with playing so aggressively is that sometimes it can backfire because you don't spend the gold you get, and that in turn means you end up losing a fight, means you end up losing some objectives. But now it's Mouz going to have to try and force a fight because Shen is shoving in top, and if they don't manage to get this soon, they are going to be in a lot of trouble. Mouz continuing to pressure, and now we've got the root coming down. It's not actually enough there. Mouz, Kick is going to be wanting this, but we've got the Karthus actually heading off Gob up top. Going to be probably the best choice, actually, because he can clear the waves very, very quickly and then return back to that fight if it happens. But he can't be there all the time, and the poke from DB is going to start coming down on this tower now. There we go. We're getting the auto attacks. We're getting the burst coming down. Cyrus Q gets destroyed, and Fushop now in a lot of trouble. Fushop in a really nasty situation. We've got the damage coming out. The Requiem comes down, but honestly, it's looking for that mover kill, but it's not going to happen. AOD now has to pop the box, puts down the exhaust as well, but it's only to save his own life. We've got Kikis going desperation attempt. Flash in from Mouzor. Mouzor has already used his Requiem, and we've got Kickers going for the backline. It's taunting him. It's right there. Can he get it? He does pick up Ezreal. He does get the Ignite on Mover. Mover will go down, but it's too little too late. That inhib is going to go down, and I think Gob is probably tanky enough to either tank that top tower or tank that Nexus tower. They are going to go for this. We have got a quit there from Fusharp, so I suspect we'll see a surrender vote coming in very, very shortly. Mouz, I think, have accepted that this game is over. There we go. Surrender vote comes in. And that is going to be the game. Going to Dragonborns. Very well played on the whole. And a very action-packed game as well. It was a thrill to watch. We will, of course, be moving into the second game. This is a best-of-3 semi-finals for the Riot International Invitational. So we will, as I say, be going into the second game fairly shortly. Should be able to just get the players back in the lobby. And that will be interesting to watch. Anyway, I am Spuddington, and I will see you in just a couple of seconds.